Collective. Welcome back to another reading with Wise Oracle of the Light 1111. And my name is Brandy, for those who may not know. For those who have been with the channel and have watched readings faithfully, you'll already know how I've been doing the readings. I have picked up the deck, okay? So I'm trying to flip off the energies just a little bit, and I pulled out the Starseed Oracle, so I'm going to pull a couple of cards from that to start the reading, as well as I do have the Light Seers deck. And for those who are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Alrighty, I do not suggest or ask anyone to like, subscribe, anything like that. I don't ask you to pay for readings. I don't do extendeds and have you pay for that. I do extended readings, but not like most readers would do them, okay? My extendeds are because I feel like we've not quite finished the reading, so I'm going to continue it on in the next video, okay? So I like to keep the readings going for you guys and try to give you as much as I can possibly give you and what I see in the cards, okay? I don't like to leave you guys hanging, and then I don't want you to have to pay for a reading to get answers, and you don't always get the answers. Just so we are understanding how tarot works, it doesn't give you a guarantee, okay? It doesn't. It just gives you a different perspective, and on how you might have handled it if you didn't watch the reading, right? um it's just to give you a different idea, different perspective, to see the situation differently, to have more empathy in a situation. I feel like mostly those who have been viewing the channel are empathetics. You're empaths. You have psychic abilities. You don't see the future, like visually see the future like some would claim that they do, but you have a pretty good idea that, like I used for an example in a previous reading, a house on stilts. They build houses higher to avoid some flooding. Well, you could be underneath this house and look at the house and tell it might actually fall. So you are the type of person that will get out from underneath the house before that possibility happens. You see the future of this house happening, falling, so you move out the way. Whereas a lot of people in society will actually stay under the house and wait for the house to fall before they say, oh, the house was falling, right? So you're an intuitive person, and you have a big heart. Your intentions are always pure, okay? So I feel like that's the ones mostly watching the videos, okay? And um, you understand things a whole lot different than a lot of people would understand it. Like, a lot of people walk through life on autopilot and like, I'm here, but I don't have oomph for life. I say I do, but I don't really show it. I'm not always smiling and a nice person. Of course, you are a nice person. You're mostly smiling, if not majority, all the time, until someone crosses a boundary you've set for yourself. And you haven't always been like this. You have, it's been a maybe a couple of years, maybe 4 to 5 years for you to have been. You used to be a people pleaser. You used to be a pushover. You used to not say no to people. You used to not stand up for yourself. Now you're not trying to fight people and get yourself put in jail because you probably aren't someone with a record of any kind like that. You're not an aggressive person, but you will stand up for yourself because you haven't stood up for yourself. And you've gotten to a point with your enlightenment where you don't put up with that kind of activity. Even in the days when you were that people pleaser, you still seen situations, which is, you've always been a pure heart. Like, you've always seen things, and maybe you've made mistakes in your life. Obviously you have, because we're all human. We all make mistakes, but you're not someone who sits and dwells in it. You learn from it, and then you grow. It might take you once or twice, maybe 3 times, but you're not going to stay stuck in it. You're going to get out of it. you're going to, because that's just who you are. You don't want to stay in that kind of energy. You don't want to be toxic like that, you know? And a lot of people got this motto of YOLO, you only live once, but they don't have any idea of the life cycle that you don't only live once. You've lived an infinite amount of times before this one, and you'll live an infinite amount of times after this one. It goes on and on and on and on, a cycle of life, okay? That's just how it is. You can't explain it, you can't understand it, it just is, okay? It just is. All right. Now that I've said all of that, I don't know if, the new people coming in, I'm not asking you to go back and listen to all the readings, but to get a better understanding of this reading and why I'm saying what I'm saying, you would have to at least watch the very previous reading, the very reading before this one. Okay, you'd at least have to look at that. And it's your free will how you want to do it. It's your free will if you want to like the channel, or the video, if you want to subscribe to the channel. And it is also your free will if you would like to share it. And the only reason why I would suggest that you share the video is so that you can help someone else who might need to see things in a different perspective. Okay? With that being said, I'm going to tap the singing bowl for you guys. Taking that big, deep, clearing breath in. And releasing it. All right. Let's pick up the singing bowl, calling in all angels and spirit guides. Please guide this message for the collective. Please show us the messages that we need to hear and see for our highest good. Namaste. No, guys, I do not do personal readings at all. I will not message you or anything like that on a private reading. I don't do private readings. I feel like this gets into the energies a lot, and it's too personal to do a personal reading for me, okay? I feel enough of the energies in the reading when I do a regular collective reading, so I don't do personal readings at all. Okay, those opinions I keep to myself. And I will not charge you anything to do a reading. No extended. I feel like I have to stress that, okay? Because there are crazy, shady people who try to get something for nothing, without actually doing the work themselves. They always reaching their hand out, looking for someone to give, or they want to just take. And I feel like a lot of the viewers are dealing with those types of energies, and you have been most of your life, if not all of your life, when people just take, you know what I mean. But anyhow, I would like to start off with the Starseed Oracle. I haven't used this deck in a little while. I want to do my Starseed Oracle readings again. And if you have been with the channel since before I deleted those older videos, because I had started the channel over, if you've watched those videos, I was doing the Starseed Oracle reading, which I will get back into again. I'm working a lot, guys. I don't do this as a job. I do this as I want to help other people, and I don't do this because I want to get and take, okay? I want to give. From my experiences in my life, I feel like it could help other people who feel like, well, if she can do it, clearly I can do it, right? Some of us has been through some real difficult times and experiences that other people wouldn't normally just be able to get through and be like, it's something that's happened for me, not to me. It's not something that continues to happen to me. I'm able to walk away from it and release it. I feel the emotions and I move on in life, and I'm still smiling. I still have my head held high, I can still be proud of myself. I can still love myself. Things like that. These over here. And I will be changing things up as well. I recently got me a desk, so no, guys, I'm obviously not on a desk, and I say obviously, but you wouldn't know that I'm not on a desk, but I do now have a desk, so some things will be changed up around here. Just I have to put the desk together myself, so this ought to be fun. In between working, and doing readings, and just getting rest and spending time with my dog. I just, once I'm home, I just want to relax. So building the desk I've been having the desk for probably a couple of weeks now. I just haven't done anything with it. It's come from a box. It's in a box and it's in pieces and I need to put it together. Okay. So, but things will change. I'm just letting y'all know. So when you look at the channel, you be like, oh my God, something's different here. I don't know if this is her or not. I don't know if this is Brandy, but yes, it will be Brandy. And I will have every way of proving that to you once everything has been changed. Okay. And still, I will not charge you for anything. Okay. All right. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Whale and Orca Elders, share your song, Frequency of Sound, diving deep. Also, guys, reading is not set in stone for the time, okay? So things in a reading could be from a past, or it could be in the present, or it could be in the future, okay? So you have to decipher in your own life where those things lie. Like, you could be a female watching the video holding a very big masculine energy, which would make you on the masculine end of this storyline, right? Um, you could also be a male holding a very strong feminine energy. And it's not that you only have the feminine energy, but you do have a nurturing, loving, pure heart, which for me, a masculine energy is more like wars and protecting and fighting and stuff like that. Whereas the feminine energy is not at all like that. It's more loving and more flowing and peaceful and serene kind of stuff. That is feminine energy, okay? And a man can be holding this energy as well. So you just figure out where the storylines is for you. You know your situation, you know your story, you know what you've been through, you know your heart, you know your thoughts, so you know where you're at in this, okay? This for me is just a little bit more into the past, whereas there is a feminine energy who has dealt, like I've been saying, with some rough times, and you have been single for quite some time. You have been learning to share your song. You have been learning to dive deep. You have been learning these things. You've been learning to trust the wave you came in on, but this would have been before you have actually started healing from all of that, right? And and what started this catalyst for your enlightenment, you were in a relationship that you felt was the you might have even been, before this particular relationship, been single for quite some time, right? You might have already been single before that, and you decided, maybe you met the right person, blah blah blah, and they came along and swept you off your feet, kind of thing. And then it was like in a split moment. I don't think it was very long at all, maybe a year, if that. And you realized it wasn't worth your time and effort at all. At all. Not at all. It would have been obviously a masculine energy to come towards you. You were clearly minding your own business, and out of nowhere this person comes along and acts like they wanted what you wanted, and maybe they did, but I just, for me, you hear me huffing like that, and I do that in a lot of my readings. It's because I do not like this energy, this negative energy where they come in pretending to be something they're not, and doing this to the feminine energy, as if the feminine energy is anything deserving of that kind of stuff. If you want to be that type of person, then go find someone else. Leave this energy alone. She is not doing anyone anything. She doesn't deserve this. There are many females that this masculine energy can run toward, and screw up their head, and they might actually enjoy it, whereas this feminine energy does not at all. Leave her alone. And it may not just be one individual with her like that. It's a lot of, like I keep saying, it's from, if not all your life, you're all your life it's been, and you keep drawing in it. It's like you're drawing in these energies. It's not like you're looking for it, but they come towards you because I feel like, in a bit of a way, maybe a lot of way, you are a healer. So these narcissistic masculine energies that need to be healed and learn how to nurture and love, they get drawn towards you because that's what you give off. This is who you are. So they're drawn to that. And it's like a devil energy coming in to take from that light and dim the light. That's what the devil would do. The devil would try to dim your light, okay? And you ain't having none of that. You may actually get into the relationship with the masculine energy, and whereas back in the day you might have stayed in it and chased a little bit and clung a little bit, but then after your enlightenment, you are not the same person. You're not the same person. You're not going to chase after anybody. You're not going to be clingy. You're not going to blow up somebody's phone. You're not going to be like, well, why are you not calling me? Well, why? Well, if you're not going to call me, you're not going to tell. Well, you're not hearing from me. And if you're offended by it, then maybe you should. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's hard. It's hard for you to be that type of person, even though you do stand up for yourself in a lot of situations. You just don't want to hurt no one's feelings because you're empathic. So, but if they come to you incorrect, then that's when you're going to put, set your boundary. But if they're not coming to you directly with it, you just leave it alone. You're not going to address it. You're not going to bring it up. You're not going to cling to it. You're not going to chase after it. You're not, because you know your worth. But all these masculine energies around you is the problem with these. Oh, sorry guys, I have been sick and it's slowly but surely getting better, but there's always that dragon energy, the left behind garbage, and it's pretty much what you're dealing with. And if you've had relationships with these particular masculine energies, they are, I feel like, in a lot of thought about you. It's not just one energy, it's a lot of them. It's a few of them. That's why in your very last reading, if you've watched it, I feel like not only was that focused on one masculine, but a variety of masculines. And this is what the problem is here, guys, men, sirs, gentlemen. I mean, gentlemen, you want to be called gentlemen. You want to be called and treated like men. But you treat this energy like what? This is the one that will rub your feet. This is the one that will run your bathwater. This is the one that will lay your clothes out. You wouldn't even have to ask this energy to do it. They will just do it because they love that much, you know? Whereas if this you get someone like this, you want to be behind the scenes on TikTok and social media stuff and looking at naked babes, and you just don't want to think with the head above your pants here. You want to think about the head with the head in your pants kind of thing. You know, you're not that that energy drives me nuts, y'all, and it makes me my anxiety goes through the roof, my ears set on fire, and I can understand why you stay single for so long. I can understand it. And you're like, what's the point? What is the point? All they do is see me as as what they I'm trying not to say, you know, make it too vulgar, y'all, in case a minor might be watching or something. But I'm sure even a 18-year-old, 17-year-old can get it, can get it, can get it. Okay, but hoo 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 doo dee doo 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 doo. All right, let's see. We're already 21 minutes into this video. I haven't laid one tarot card out. You're a beautiful, beautiful individual collective, and even with everything said and done, you have still, wow, I just seen the Ten of Cups, because you're abundant. You know, you're not about material gain. You're beautiful, 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 beautiful. And I'm not talking about the physical you. You know what I'm talking about. Talking about your heart. Maybe you're not out there giving to homeless people and things like that. First off, you're in a position where you're struggling. Whether you're abundant and looking like you got it all put together, you're still struggling. You know, you still have a hard time taking care of yourself. It's not like you're giving up, and it's not like you don't try every single day, 24/7. But you're not about to give to a homeless person on the street when you know exactly why they're homeless, and you don't care how society sees it. You know, they panhandle on the interstates and things like that, and stop people at lights because why? Well, he was a veteran. Well, I don't know if that's the case. You don't know that person because they said they were. That makes them that way. But there's, you know, and if that is the case, then why aren't there more people like that on the streets? You know, you don't see mostly veterans, and it's not always a person like that. And you know that, okay? If you saw a person that was homeless on the street that you believed would have been a veteran, you would give that person money. You would help them out. But you can tell a crackhead from a veteran. You can pretty much tell the man's on the street without a leg. He's obviously, you know, he's holding up a veteran sign. He's saying, "Help me, I'm a veteran." Stuff like that. Probably that's the case. Or you don't know what that person's been through, Brandy. Well, I can tell you they haven't really given up on the drugs and the drinking, which is why they're on the streets. I can tell you that much. I mean, look at them. You can tell. I'm not gonna. Nope. I'm struggling. I can't help those if I can't help myself in that department. I don't have the ability to take care of myself fulfilling, and yet you want me to give my last dollar to somebody else? I don't think so. You're just that type of person. You have a kind heart, you have a pure heart, but you will not let no one take advantage of you. No one will take advantage of you. And that's how you see it. No one. And if you don't see it, or you're not showing it that way, you definitely thinking it that way. There's the Ten of Cups again. Wow. With the strength. I'm telling you, this energy is beautiful. And just because I said what I said does not make that person about the homeless person. You know, I mean, come on, y'all. this person gives to the homeless person. It just depends. And they have a very good intuition, a high, strong intuition about people and their energy. You can look at a person and see the energy that they give off. So when people come to you and play the nice, sometimes you might, have that heart. And a lot of times you do have that heart because you want to see the good in everybody because that's who you are. You want to believe that there's good in everybody, which there is. There is good in everybody, but not everybody goes more toward their good. They go more toward their evil, selfish intent, and you know this. And even if it is a veteran on the street, you can tell by looking at it, you can tell that this person, okay, they're a veteran, but there's always you looking at the other say like the glass is half full and half empty, and a lot of people's like, well, the glass is half full. Or some people in there, all their negative stuff, oh, the glass is half empty. But you see it as the glass is half full and half empty, because if you look at the glass, it is half full as well as half empty. You see it from, that's why you're an empath. You see it from all perspectives, not just yours. Whereas these people will see it just from their perspective. They don't want to see it from your perspective or anyone else's. That's what makes them selfish, okay? That's what makes them selfish. You're not selfish. You're not a selfish person at all. The way you stand up for yourself makes it, and a lot of things you say can be pretty harsh, but it's truth. It's truth. It's all truth. You've walked away. You got the sun here. You've made a lot of changes, and there was an energy that you were dealing before. And I don't want to say before you were single, because like I said, I feel like you might have been single quite some time before that. And this very last relationship that you might have had, it puts you in a spot where you started to change your perspective and see it, and you don't even hold ill will toward that individual because that's not who you are. You just wish them healing, you wish them the best, you hope them happiness because that's who you are. Even though you're walking away with it and it's not without sadness, it hurt, it did, because you felt something, and you realized what a lie it was. And with you being who you are and getting through the things you had already gotten through in your previous life, down to childhood, you've realized how strong you are. You've realized that you love yourself. You can have the Ten of Cups all by yourself if you have to. You've realized this. You've had, and I want to say it's the Kundalini enlightenment, the awakening, the big shift. Like, you can, once you see it, you can't unsee it. I mean, you have an understanding that not a lot of people can understand about the whole universe and the pyramids. And when you say it to people, they're looking at you like you're crazy, but you still have an understanding. And even though they might look at you like you are the crazy one, you're like, how can you not see this? How can you not see the cycle of life? It's literally in our face. How can you not see the cycle of life? How could you not? How? How could you still believe what you believe knowing these things? There's so much evidence on things in the past that keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which tells me that over time it keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Whereas they tell you we are the smartest people that's ever walked the planet. Like, what? How can you say we are the smartest? We are the strongest. If you understood the size and the brilliance of the people who built the pyramids, you would understand we are not the biggest and the smartest. That we only get weaker and weaker and weaker as we get further and further down. It gets weaker and weaker, smaller and smaller. It's not bigger and bigger and stronger. Those people who did the pyramids back in the days didn't need all the technology that we have. They were able to build it without all of that. using other things that we couldn't even fathom, because clearly they can't figure it out. Or did they? You know, and I don't know why I went into that direction, y'all, but y'all are some deep thought and thinking people, like you do. Look, diving deep. Okay, you think. You don't, but somebody tells you something, you'll take it. You don't take it with a grain of salt. You hear it and you're like, okay, and then you think about it. And you're like, wait, what? Hold on. Wait, what? You think about it. You don't just believe what someone tells you. You think about it and see it from all perspectives here. And you understand it differently than a lot of people would understand it. And they wouldn't understand it. Mm-mm. Like, for example, on, you know, them thinking that we're going to figure out the whole purpose and the meaning of life, and we're going to get to the big bang and figure that out. And how could there be something without a beginning, and something with a edge of the universe kind of thing? This makes sense to me. It doesn't. It's we do. I don't feel like there's an end or a beginning that you couldn't possibly understand the the gist of the situation here. At no point in whatever dimension life you might actually be in at that time, you will never have a full understanding of the universe, because there is nothing that compares to the power and the brilliance of this. So how can you actually understand it? And if you thought you can understand it, that would be you comparing yourself, and that would also be you either as smart and brilliant, as smart and powerful as this is, or you'd have to be smarter and more powerful to figure it out. You can't figure it out. Nothing compares. So if nothing compares to the power and the brilliance, what is the definition of nothing? It means nothing. You can understand it. There's only one that nothing compares to: the power and the brilliance. And you, collective, just cannot get away from this emperor. I don't care if it's one individual or many. Okay, when you're a strong divine feminine, um, this kind of energy is gonna come towards you in all kinds of different ways. You know, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video right now. Just restart it, because I'm at 32 minutes. I don't want it to skip over to another video, and I'm gonna just go ahead and title this one Part 1. Okay, so just bear with me, guys. I love you. Peace, love, and light.